Dynasty won't be seen tonight, so we can bring you a very special episode of The Gen X Files. Welcome to The Gen X Files. I'm Jim.
I'm Adam.
And today is another
For the Stepdads.
Yeah, baby. We had a really fun month. We still have one more to go. It's funny.
I'm excited.
We were originally supposed to do, for all of those who tuned in for the Mad Monster Party show, funny thing. So it's really hard to find a copy or streaming of Mad Monster Party. We're at the mercy of the public library. Library.
Just waiting for it to get
And
here.
so it didn't come in time. So we did a little double do switcheroo.
Yep.
And we're doing the Stepdads.
Yeah, it'll be good. The Mad Monster Party episode's going to be good. It'll be next week.
Oh, it's such a great movie. I'm really excited to see it again. It's been a long, long time.
Yeah, I've never seen it, so I'm excited to see it for the first time.
You're in for a treat.
Nice.
Because it's an awesome movie.
I mean, I love the Universal monsters, so like, you know.
Well, all of these movies this month, like I mentioned before, were movies that my sister and I dug.
Right.
We've always kind of had this love of weird or bad movies. Like some of the other ones that we really dug were Puppet Master.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
With
Those are great, yeah.
One of the DeLuise boys was in that. and he's got this great line where everybody's talking and he goes, "Shoosh!" Like in all seriousness. It's the funniest thing ever. We quoted that quite a bit.
Nice.
Then I think Paul LeMat's in that one, and he's got this great. Paul LeMat's a great old actor, but he has this great scene where he picks up this because they're all little puppets, that are killing people.
Yeah.
And he picks it up by the toe like it's a some sort of like a piece of poop or something, and the look on his face is hilarious. Anyway, it's like that kind of stuff that we learned, and not that I would put these three movies in a different category because I don't think they're bad at all.
No.
I think they're cult hits. I think there's good stuff in all of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially Murder by Death. I think that is just 100% a classic.
Yeah. I mean, all three of them I would say are classics. Like, they're definitely. I think some people they would be an acquired taste. But that being said, all the people that I've talked to that have seen these and not seen them before all love them. So I mean,
well, they're great movies. They're great. There's a reason why my sister and I love them.
Yeah.
Because we have really good taste. So no, but it's those are the kind of movies you can watch over and over again because there's something new that you're going to see, especially Murder by Death. And I'm not talking so much about Mad Monster Party because we haven't done the show yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't remember a ton of it.
Well, the thing is I think the deal with these three movies and the brilliance of us choosing these three movies is that the reason your sister and you saw them a lot is because they were on TV a lot because they didn't do terribly well at the theater or at the box office. Like, they did well enough, but not terribly well so that they were cheap. Yeah. And then they could be put onto TV constantly and put onto cable channels and all that stuff.
Right.
And allow you to see them over and over and over again.
Right.
I mean, and they did okay, but, like, they're just those kind of weird movies that...
Well, they came around, too, at a time when cable television was new.
Yeah.
And it was just the right time at the right place to create a lot of really great cult hits.
Right.
I think The Thing is another movie that I think cable gave it new life.
It was on all the time.
and created that. Another amazing movie. My favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So I think there was a confluence of cable needing product, and these...
And they were relatively inexpensive.
Films. Yeah.
I mean,
there was a lot more experimentation when it comes to film back then, I think.
Definitely the 70s, yeah. They're willing to take more risks.
Sure, and they respected their audience in a lot of cases, like especially the Neil Simon movies.
Oh, yeah.
They were very adult in terms of subject matter. I'm not I'm not talking like nudie cuties. But we used to be able to have grown-up movies,
Yeah.
And grown-up movies with Alan Alda and
right.
Alan Alda and and Carol Burnett, like different 4 seasons, I think, or something seasons,
something like that. Yeah, I was just thinking Robert Altman. It was very much all about those kind of adult movies.
Altman, man, I can't wait till we do a month about him because he changed cinema.
Yeah.
Extremely. Like he loved chaos. Like he loved shooting a scene where all the background actors are talking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there is noise,
Yeah,
because he's like,
yeah.
that's real life. For him, I think he was a huge fan of cinema verite.
Yeah.
Because he was very much about portraying things as they are. Like if you want to see a really good example of that, what's that short story?
Shortcuts.
Shortcuts. Good Lord. Such a great movie.
Fantastic movie.
A bunch of, it's based, I forget on the name of the author.
yeah, I don't.
Great author, by the way. And
But a series of his short stories.
Exactly.
And it was, it's a great movie. It's an absolutely great movie.
but again,
And greatest debut for Julianne Moore, who was nude from the waist down for her very first scene.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it also had
But it was fantastic.
There was a
I mean,
reason
yeah.
for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
there's a lot of just real moments that he captures.
Yeah,
Moments of embarrassment, moments of, intimacy, moments that you're not supposed to see, or, and he does it in a way that is so, or did it in such a way.
Did it? Yeah. No, I think if he was still alive, he'd be like 110 now or
I
something.
wish he were. Because, I mean, the
Yeah.
player, MASH,
Yeah.
Shortcuts, the player and Shortcuts are two of my favorites.
Yeah. But his movies are very in that vein, I think, of the 70s, that kind of like experimental.
Well, yeah,
like,
because that's where he came up.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally,
MASH is one of those, was one of the first farcical war movies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so so I think this month we've delved into a different kind of genre, which is kind of like, the cult classics genre.
Yeah.
You know? And not like, it's a different kind of cult classic too, because it's not like, your Repo Mans or
Right.
they're weird, but they're not.
Yeah.
And I don't use this word for me, but they're not off-putting to some people, like some of the cult classics are.
No, agreed. Repo Man is kind of off-putting.
Not to me, but I can get
but
it.
to
you
the
know
general
what I mean?
public,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, I think, Murder by Death, Bugsy Malone, super weird.
But not.
I mean,
You can still sit and watch them.
honestly, when they start singing, it's a little off-putting with Bugsy Malone. But these are really fun flicks, and if you haven't seen them, see them. And if you got to use the library, use the library. It's a great resource too.
These
by the way.
are 100%. Well, I did manage 2 of the 3 movies we're covering this month we got from the library.
So my sister's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
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 Happy birthday,
Well,
Trace.
happy birthday, Tracy. It was
Happy birthday
weird.
to you.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Well, happy birthday, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what I was gonna say about the movies was that these movies in this month fit into that category of people are like, tell me about a movie is amazing that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And that definitely all 3 of these I think will fit into that category.
Or what's a movie unlike anything I've ever seen?
Yeah.
And I think 2 out of the 3 of these definitely
Yeah.
fit into that category.
Yeah.
And even if you've seen Clue,
Yeah.
It's very
no,
different,
you still
you know?
yes, you should still definitely see Murder by Death. It is a fantastic.
yeah, all 3 of these movies.
Yeah.
As you could tell by the shows, there wasn't a lot of like, snarky comments about this stuff, because it's just, the stuff that you learn to love as a kid just sticks with you.
Yeah.
And there's this, there's kind of a sense of ownership over certain things, and you don't want people to there's like these precious movies that are very precious to you that come around at certain points in your life that you hold on to, and other people might hate them or dislike them or whatever, and it's always a crapshoot to show your oldie favorites to people.
Yeah.
Like I said, I adore It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. But, a lot of times when I try to share that with people now, they're just like, it's exhausting.
I don't know. I watched it in the last few months, and I thought it was fantastic.
But you grew up with it, right?
No, I had never seen it until a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
And I thought it was fantastic.
Well,
but
you have
it
good
was-
taste. I mean, you're the exception. So you have patience. You can watch something that's...
But you're right, it is a risk to show that. Because I know it took me a long time to see Highlander. And I didn't see it growing up, and a lot of people were like, "It's so amazing," and I saw it, and I was like, "You're wrong. It's awful." Because I saw it when I was like 35, and it didn't have the same catch as I did when I was 12.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love Highlander. You're wrong.
And you're wrong because it's boring and bad.
Agree to disagree.
Sure.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but, it came along at the time of, like, the original Terminator, and it was one of those movies that kind of fit into that thing, and Christopher Lambert is just a weirdo.
But this is what I'm saying, is that no matter what I say, I'm never going to convince you it's a bad movie.
Never.
Because you saw it at a time when it put such an indelible mark into your memory that...
It's not one of my faves. It's not one, that I'll go to the... I'm, look... I know Sean Connery playing a Spaniard and not even like attempting to even change his accent one iota. Yes,
No.
I'm from Spain. Morning, Penny.
Get me some wine.
I'm the last Highlander. And it's like, why? The Highlander is like a Scots thing, and he's Scot. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
We're not doing
Thank you. You're literally proving my point.
But still, no matter. It's,
I know.
It's still
I know.
awesome. And, was it... the bad guy, wasn't he Clancy Brown? Was it Clancy?
Yes, it was Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown, baby.
He's amazing.
You got Clancy Brown, you got crazy old Lambert, and you've got,
Sean Connery.
I mean, it's like, how could you not love that?
It should be a great movie. It should be.
It is.
All right.
It's an awesome movie.
Agree to disagree.
They should make a video game out of Highlander. I'm
That would
sure
be
they
fun.
have.
Do an open world video game with Highlander?
Yeah, and it's like you go around and you do stuff, and then there's bosses, that are...
I'm surprised. Fights. Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been like a modern. I don't know, but again, video games are in the same place that movies are right now, where like to do like the big budget stuff, like they cost so much money that companies are more reticent to do a big budget thing.
It's a shame because it pays off. I mean, look at like Horizon, which I'm really excited because you ordered that, the new one, Horizon Forbidden West or something.
Yes, Forbidden West.
Those were new IPs. They're amazing, man. I mean,
sure.
So I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again.
Yeah.
That thing, I'm savoring it. I'm also not like doing a lot of like the extra stuff, but it's still taking me forever to get through it because it's just so good. There's never been a better story, more engaging thing ever. I know this 4-year-old game that I'm crowing about, but it's been, I hadn't played the story since it first came out. Mm-hmm. It's the most encompassing open world I've ever played. Like it completely sucks you in.
Yeah.
The fact that like the NPCs,
Empathy.
the fact that the NPCs have their own routines.
They
go to work, they do their work, they go have a drink, and then they go home.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
they
literally follow them around and watch them live their daily lives.
It makes me really excited about what's next because I know GTA 6. We're all talking about it. We know it's in the works.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, hopefully, we're going to get a little sneakity-peekity. I doubt this is going to be out before 2024.
No, there's no way.
My prediction is we get a fourth quarter 2024 release date, and it'll end up being pushed to 2025.
Ugh.
I'll be old.
The world even exists by that point.
Yeah, exactly. But playing Red Dead Redemption just makes me so excited for GTA 6 because if they implement a lot of the things that they put in there.
Hopefully they do, yeah.
Because, I mean, we still play GTA 5 online.
Yeah.
And it's, they just released the PS5 version in the last few months. It's beautiful. It's, it's
fun.
really, it's fun to play. They keep stuff going, but it's time for something new.
Yeah.
It's time for something new. Rockstar needs to, you haven't released a new game since Red Dead Redemption.
Well, I mean,
something that's not a remake or a remaster or that trilogy disaster.
I mean, it's hard when GTA Online makes so much money that it's hard to get past that. It's hard to let go of that cash cow.
It's so sad because of the runaway success of GTA Online. They've neglected Red Dead Redemption Online, which to me
dead now. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it because that world is so much more interesting to me, and I just love the fact, the opportunity to be a cowboy.
Yeah.
And the worst is no single player DLC. When GTA 4 came out, we had those 2 amazing expansions, the Battle of the Gay Tony and the Lost in the Dam.
Oh, they're so much fun.
Almost like 2 extra games.
I want to remake 4. Like I want to play that story again.
Yeah, same. I think it's really underrated in terms of the GTA. It's kind of like the
so
stepchild
good.
that people don't talk about very
It's
often.
really weird because it was the first time playing a video game where it was like, I feel like I'm in the place.
Yeah.
Because it felt like New York.
Yeah, definitely.
It felt like, and I know it wasn't, but like it had such the perfect tone and feel of the city.
Yeah, well, the physics, the graphic fidelity, everything about 4 was such... Or 5? 4?
4.
4. It's hard to keep
I
track
know, because
there's
5 came out 10 years ago.
But 4 was such a graphical and technological leap that 100%, because San Andreas was an amazing game, but
Yeah.
it was still kind of goofy. You know, the
Clunky and
characters were kind of
boxy.
boxy,
Yeah.
and the physics was a little mushy.
Yeah.
But the physics system that they had in GTA 4 was insane. Like,
Yeah.
the car crashes, the body ragdoll.
Oh,
I mean, it was really crazy.
So
the stuff
much
you could do.
fun. It was so ridiculous driving. Drive as fast as you can at this fence just to launch yourself out of the car.
That's the beauty of those games,
so
just
great.
doing stuff to do it.
And they did expand on that with, or not in the physics and stuff, but the feel and tone, they did expand on that with 5, because living in LA, like, and then seeing it in the game, it was like, oh yeah, this is 100% this part of town. This is this part of town. This is, they did a really good job with that.
There was a Reddit user that took pictures in-game of his avatar and then took pictures of himself dressed exactly like his avatar in the
Nice.
exact same place in
Nice,
Los Angeles.
nice.
And it was pretty
on.
eerily similar.
Yeah.
Rockstar's an amazing company. I'm a little concerned because they've lost some of their biggies. They lost Dan Houser,
Yeah.
who was the lead writer on Redemption 2 and the lead writer
Yeah.
on GTA 5. Laszlo, I think, left as well. And he was
He was
also
minimally involved in 5.
right, but he was still one of the creative forces from the beginning.
Oh no, totally. But I
and-
mean, he was already getting phased out at 5.
Right.
Yeah.
And his his
Such a weirdo.
his stuff on the radio and whatever
so
is
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like CD Projekt Red. They were infallible. Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games. It's in the top 5. Red Dead Redemption 2, Witcher 3, I would say are probably the 2 best open world games ever made.
Yeah.
Okay, Witcher 3,
Yeah.
hands down, the best DLC
Oh yeah. Yeah.
ever.
Yeah,
I mean, they gave a bunch of free stuff, but the 2 expansions
yeah.
are
Huge.
arguably not even just huge,
Yeah.
but just so different
Yeah.
and so unique. And the side quests and the quests and everything in it is just chock full of crap. It's like, again, 2 extra games. The pedigree for CD Projekt Red was right up there with Rockstar, in terms of
sure.
absolute quality.
Yeah.
And the debacle with Cyberpunk 2077
Yeah.
and the rollout of that really just completely destroyed their reputation.
Yeah. That was
And-
too bad.
oh,
Yeah.
so
And we've
bad.
we've talked about this before.
And a lot of that has to do with the quality testers lying about stuff, but it's
yeah.
also you got to be on top of your game. So I get it. It took them 2 years to get that game to decent quality, and I did play it on the PS5, and I loved it.
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
it. It wasn't. It wasn't Red Dead Redemption 2, and it wasn't Witcher 3, but it was still an extremely engaging and awesome game with so many cool mechanics that I hope that they expand upon it.
Sure.
I hope that maybe the DLC they're talking about maybe putting in a third-person
Oh, nice.
perspective,
That would be
which
good.
I think would,
I would prefer that.
sure, like third going into first maybe for combat or
Yeah.
for, whatever you want to do. But, and they're supposed to have some DLC and stuff coming out too.
I would actually prefer it the other way.
Yeah.
because I'm not a big fan of hand-to-hand first-person combat. But anyway.
Actually, I didn't mind it. In that
I
game.
now, granted, I haven't played it yet.
Right.
So,
But again, so they for a lot of people it was a little too little, a little too late, but I really enjoyed the game. And they're making Witcher 4.
But this circles back to the whole fact of the big because the reason that it got delayed and they got sued by their investors and all this stuff is because it cost so much more money to make this game, and there was so much more at stake. And then they just fumbled all of it. And it's other companies see that and go, well, I don't want to pull in another $50 million and invest because they're going to expect shit that we can't necessarily give them.
Yeah. Well,
or at least in a time that they want, because they just look at numbers. They don't look at like, we need development. We need,
We're in an interesting time when it comes to video games. I think we're getting out of the crunch time. I think people are starting to realize that rushing games isn't good for the company.
No, yeah.
We never used to have 1,500 gigabyte day one download patches, or a game is basically incomplete and it's not patched for another. Yeah. The reason why Adam and I usually wait like a year to buy a new game is because by the time you get it, there's so many updates, so many graphical improvements. There's usually DLC, and you get everything for about $20. Yeah. And there's certain games day one. Yeah, Rockstar. Sure. Anything. Sure. I'll pre-order that. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. But I have not pre-ordered a game since Red Dead. I have not ordered. Yeah, I've not ordered a game since Cyberpunk because I learned my lesson.
Yeah. I mean, it was unplayable. I mean, it was completely unplayable. You paid for something that was going to take another 2 years to be right anyway, and it was like, what the hell is the point?
Yeah. I've also been playing. I've been playing Hitman 3, but you can pull in all of your other Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 into Hitman 3 and pretty much play it as the whole game. Story. Yeah. So I'm still on 2.
Nice.
I'm trying to get to 3. But it is, I'm a stealthy guy. Mm-hmm. I love that kind of stuff. I have a lot of patience for it. But the Hitman games I've always just adored because it's like a Rube Goldberg kind of playground where you can basically there's so many different ways to assassinate people. I mean, you could just run up, shoot them, and run away, and you could be done with the level in like 2 minutes. Yeah. But like dressing up as a shaman for a drug cartel and walking with the person you're supposed to kill, mark. Thank you. Adam is actually used to be a hitman. The Iceman. So walking with your mark, and they're talking, and then doing this whole like goofy ritual, and then she walks over and like, oh, this is great, and then she walks over in front of like this tube where cement spooges out, and you just kind of casually walk over, start the cement thing, and she just gets burst into the, it's just little things like that, or loosening some bolts so a statue falls on somebody.
It's like a 3D puzzle that you're trying to figure out how to use these surroundings to murder people.
And you usually have 2 or 3 contracts per level.
Oh yeah.
And so the fun is to do disguises and have everything come off as an accident, so nobody's ever certain. You just get in and out, and none's the wiser. It just feels so good to pull that off. And the environments are so varied and beautiful. And, you've got Mumbai, and you've got Dubai, and you've got
all the eyes. Yeah,
Mumbai. You got like Montana. You've got all these other, all these really great places. And they're very dense and they're very thick. It's just a very fun game to just kind of lose yourself into a little bit. Yeah. It's not a big head scratcher. You can find little stories that tell you what how to get these guys, and I don't know.
Find clues and discover things.
It's a great way to waste a couple hours trying to assassinate someone.
Well, better do it in a game than in real life.
No, it's yes, Adam. That is a very good point.
I'm still playing Days Gone. I don't know if I'm going to keep playing it. We'll see. I still haven't. I've played the game for probably about 60 hours, and I still haven't technically fought a horde yet.
Yeah. This is a zombie game, a post-apocalyptic. It's very fun, but they have these zombie hordes, which are like dozens and dozens and dozens of
so
these.
Fast. They run so fast.
They're like the 28 Days Later zombies.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, they're infected.
They're not messing around.
But yeah, I've been avoiding doing the hordes, and the story's great. Like, I'm really enjoying it. But at a certain point, like, I have to defeat a horde, and I just don't know if I care enough.
Well, I have a feeling that when Horizon gets here, everything else is probably going to go the way the dodo.
Yes, I'm very excited about that. I loved the first game. It was one of those IPs that I was very surprised by, and how good the story was, and
the combat and everything. I mean, the actress Ashley Burch, she's amazing, man. She's not only Alloy.
Yeah.
Alloy?
Alloy.
Alloy.
Yeah.
Alloy.
Not Alloy. She's not metal.
Hey.
Although it is ironic.
Yeah. But she also does Tiny Tina from Tiny Tina's Wonderland. And she's on that show Mythic Quest.
Oh, yeah? I never did watch that.
It's not bad. It's Rob McEnany.
Yeah, Rob from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I never pronounce that poor guy's name. McEnany.
Or McElhenney?
McElhenney?
I think it's McElhenney or something. Anyway.
I just saw he guest hosted on, I think, Jimmy Kimmel, and they did this whole thing where they were giving people like, can you pronounce this name? Can you spell his name? And it started with, I think, $20 and got up to $1,280.
Wow.
To the point where he came out and spelled his name.
His own name,
took the money because nobody could do it. It's insane. But anyway, I really want to like that show. I really want to like it because I like him. I like the actors in it.
Yeah.
I like video games. But unfortunately, the characters are so unlikable.
Right.
That it's hard for me to stay in it. Like, I went through the first season. I got a little bit through the second.
Yeah.
I'll give it another shot because I like the actors so much. But it's kind of one of those things where you can't just have a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah,
you gotta have somebody to root for.
Right.
You know, and I get it. I get the conceit, and it's cool, what he's trying to do. But for me, it's just...
But it's possible. I mean, like, look at, like, Silicon Valley could have all just been all a bunch of nerdy assholes, and there weren't. I mean, they still had some qualities to them that made you want to keep watching the show. Sure.
Well, because they were, they weren't just... I don't know. Watch the show.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Tell me what you think. I'm curious.
Yeah. I did play the free games on the PlayStation Plus. The free games are still available for download. I did play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remaster.
Nice.
I played it for about 30 minutes and then remembered why I never played it when I was growing up, because I really hate those games.
My mom used to play that game.
Oh, wow.
I think the first one, yeah. She had an original Xbox.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
She had one of her friends' kids would come over and play or something. Yeah, so I would play
I just can't. The game itself, the way it's set up and it's done, I just get so frustrated so easily.
Oh, yeah. I get it. Yeah. That Little Nightmares game looks interesting. It's like a platformer.
Yeah. I started playing it. It's interesting. Yeah.
And the Yakuza Like a Dragon, that looks pretty fun.
I started playing that as well.
Yeah.
And that was, it's fun because it is a turn-based RPG.
It's crazy. All the Yakuza games are awesome.
Super weird. It's very different than the other Yakuza games. It looks exactly the same, except for the fact that it is in turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
But I got to be honest, it's actually a little more fun.
Yeah, no, they do great work with the Yakuza games. Yeah, those. I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping that Saints Row, the reboot coming out, looks really cool. I'm hoping it's good.
Yeah.
Part of me hopes that it isn't, because I don't want to buy it, but
you have to buy it.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to.
Right.
No, but I'm looking forward to that one. I really like the Saints Row games.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, I'm hoping this one will be fun.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be.
It looks like they retained all of the craziness of the originals,
right,
and then kind of grounded it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it got the Saints Row franchise got pretty out of control by the end. It's like by the end, I think they were all superheroes or something.
It was super weird. Yeah.
And so that looks really good. At some point, I'd like to play the game Stray, the one about the cat.
The cat one.
So that's what I'm playing. That's what you're playing. Nothing really new. We're still kind of straggling the old guys, but
yeah. I mean, there hasn't really been. I mean, Horizon Forbidden West is the first one in a while that I was really excited about.
Yeah.
I did still wait until it was on sale.
You got to, and there's been so many like patches and improvements that it's a much better game. If you wait, you're going to get a better game. Unfortunately, it's not 96 where you just grab a cartridge, pop it in, and you play the game. Now it's like it's stupid to buy a game day one.
No.
Especially one of these bigger open world
Yeah.
adventure games because there are going to be a ton of patches, there's going to be a ton
Yeah.
of fixes. And you want to, like, we got Far Cry 6 after a ton of patches, a bunch of new stuff put in.
Bunch
and
of free DLC.
Yeah, and made it a much better game because it was ready.
And I know we paid, what, $20 for it, maybe?
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like you can like Hitman. I think I got for $15.
Yeah,
Hitman 3
yeah.
or something. And that just came out a year ago, and they're still adding new levels and stuff to it. So, the younger me needed to be there on Tuesday at the opening of Best Buy to get exactly all the new releases, but old man me realizes that sometimes patience is better.
You can wait. It's fine.
Yeah. There's tons of stuff to play or replay. It's a great time to be a video game fan.
Yeah. There's a lot of great games out there. A lot of variety.
Yeah, so get yourself out there. And if you have any questions or anything about video games, you can always email us.
Email us. GenXFilesPodcast@gmail.com.
We know quite a bit. What are you watching, man?
I saw, we watched Day Shift, the new
We did.
Jamie Foxx movie with Dave Franco.
Yeah.
And which I assume they're going to make into a franchise.
And Snoop Dogg.
Oh, Snoop Dogg.
Lion.
Can't forget about the old Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dizzle.
It was fun. It was super fun. It was a very 80s movie.
Yes. It was.
Without being 80s.
Yeah, they full on like captured the Last Boy Scout vibe or the vibe of a Shane Black 80s action comedy.
Yeah.
They didn't,
Yeah, totally.
not a lot of meat, but tons of sugar and it all tastes good. Jamie Foxx is always great. He's so charming.
Yeah,
Can't go
yeah.
wrong.
Him and Dave Franco played off each other really well.
Yeah. Snoop's always
Snoop was great. He had a couple great entrances. It was him being awesome.
But yeah, I mean, if you like vampires, you like action movies, it's definitely a fun diversion of your daily life.
It had some really intense, brutal action sequences that were just incredible.
Yeah.
Done very, very, very well. Very entertaining.
Yes. It's ain't going to change your life.
No.
But you're going to have fun.
And
it's a good movie to
yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good 2.5 hour movie, a 2 hour movie. Just, hang out, have a couple drinks, smoke a little J. It's fine.
What?
Yeah.
If it's legal where you are.
Yeah, if it's legal where you're at. But we're going to call it here first. Jim mentioned this. The sequel is going to be called Night Shift.
Yeah.
And it will come out within the next 2 years.
Probably. Unless, Netflix has another
interior meltdown.
Yeah, exactly. Which who knows? There's a lot of problems going on with the streaming services. People are stopping.
Oh! Did they finally realize they can't make any money from it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm really worried about this Discovery Plus HBO Max merger because it's just seems like it's going to ruin HBO Max, which is my favorite streaming service.
They cannot catch a break, man. It just seems like they're mismanaged constantly.
Well, they keep getting bought by horrible companies.
That's what I mean. Not them themselves. HBO is very good.
AT&T, man.
They just keep being bought by these companies that just don't care. They shouldn't be involved in making fiction narrative TV or movies.
No, and if they're just going to make... I mean, what's so great about HBO Max is you have all these hubs. You have the DC hub where you can watch all the DC stuff. You have the Turner Classic Movies hub where you can watch all the great old movies. And, but you have all the really great HBO and HBO Max entertainment, like the Peacemaker and Westworld.
Yeah.
And, Westworld's HBO, but it's like everything is in jeopardy now.
Yeah.
Because of this a-hole that runs Discovery Plus. The guy
that Russian roulette. Yeah.
The fact that they took an $80 million movie, $90 million movie about the first
almost
person of color
done
Batgirl and shelved it for tax purposes doesn't make me really confident that this guy is, for the artistic experience.
No, it's yet another thing that DC is trying as hard as they can to be more like Warner Brothers and create this big expanded universe, but they will never give it a chance. They don't have faith in their own product. Well,
the problem is they keep getting bought out, and then the stuff. Kevin Smith was talking about this project. It was kind of like a what if, but for DC. But it was kind of like all these obscure DC properties that we're going to have like this anthology series about these different characters that people don't really know a lot about, or maybe know some about, but you can explore more, like Jimmy Olsen or Bizarro Superman, or all these different characters. And they were going to throw money into it. I think the budgets for per episode are about $16 million, which is huge for TV.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker is an awesome show, and that's DC.
Yeah.
So it can be done. But now this guy comes in, quashes that project. He's going to probably get rid of like all the animation stuff. He wants to probably get rid of Harley Quinn, the animated show, which is really great. So this is the same beehole that came in and got rid of CNN Plus, like 2 weeks after it was launched.
Yeah. Well, it's not making any money. Better kill it.
So I'm worried. I'm worried about enjoy your HBO Max while you can.
He's running. Like, I get it. He comes from a place of reality TV, where reality being in quotes, because they produce these kind of fake documentaries about these subjects where they know exactly how much money they're spending, and then they know exactly how much money they're going to get back, and there's just literally no risk to this stuff.
No, but and they do all the shark crap, but
they're going to try to turn these very good fictional TV and movies, try to do the same thing, and that's just not how it works.
Well, I think what's going to happen, HBO's HBO, and HBO shows are HBO shows, and they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because that's just their own entity.
Yeah,
And I think what's going to happen is next year, it'll be Discovery plus, and then one of the hubs will be an HBO hub, and we'll just basically get what's on HBO, and they're going to get rid of most of the original content from HBO Max.
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think these streaming services, the problem with them is it's sustaining content.
Yeah.
There's always a show that's going to get people to watch, but then they can burn through it in a week and then get rid of their subscription.
Right.
So if you love Stranger Things, well, you can just every 4 years subscribe to Netflix, for a week and watch that thing. So,
yeah, but I mean, like Disney Plus doesn't do it that way. Like they do weekly releases, and they're very much. I mean, their numbers have been growing. Like I feel like their model for this is working.
Yeah, sure, yes, but Disney also is a juggernaut. It's like
agreed.
It owns everything. If you want to see Star Wars or Marvel, you got to own Disney Plus. If you got kids, you got to own Disney Plus.
Disney Plus,
and they're doing a good job, and they've got some good shows and stuff. I'm excited to see the She-Hulk show if we ever get through these Marvel shows.
Well, it's just the one. We just got 2 more episodes to go. We just need to finish it.
Yeah, it's like eating your veggies.
But I'm excited about Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk is supposed to be really good.
I hope so.
Really good reviews.
So. What was amazing was Prey, the Predator.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that yet.
Man, just perfect action movie.
Yeah.
I was a little wary, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of crappy Predator movies.
Oh, yeah.
There's been 2 great Predator movies.
And then
Predator 1 and Predator 2.
2 pretty bad movies.
And the Predator versus Alien, those were pretty bad.
Well, I'm not even including those. Just the 2 other Predator movies.
The one with
Predators,
Big Nose McGee.
And,
what's that guy?
Wow.
Oh, come on, man. The guy's got a giant schnoz. It's not
the
even
pianist, Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody.
I'm sorry, also known as Big Nose McGee.
Hey, Brody. I just think of him in that awful Coke commercial. Like the height of his fame where he like jumps in the... Hey, Brody. Anyway.
Hey, Big Nose McGee.
Anyway,
that one was not good, but that was a Shane Black movie. So
it's a shame because it was a really great premise and it had an interesting cast.
Yeah.
I liked Topher Grace was interesting. Walton Goggins was great.
Yeah,
great cast, great premise, but it's just not done well.
Or was it the?
It was Robert Rodriguez, wasn't it, that directed it?
I think Shane Black did the one after that. I think he did the 2018 one.
I don't know which one was
just
that?
Called Predator. I think it was essentially like a remake or something of the. I don't remember who was all in it. Anyway,
I don't remember that one.
There's been a bunch of
forgettable films.
Maybe
apparently.
God, maybe I'm thinking of one movie. It's not two movies. I don't know.
Well, brushing all that crap away.
Yes.
Prey is ridiculous. Amber Midthunder, you would think like, oh, she's just kind of a, skinny young lady. She is such a badass, man.
Yeah.
With the bow, with the jumping, with the axe. Watching her journey as a warrior, her dog. Oof.
Yeah.
That dog was bought specifically for the production. It wasn't a show dog. It
Oh, really?
had no experience.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, it was a bit of a pain in the ass
Well.
because it was very excited and excitable.
Yeah.
But they just kept putting it in more scenes because they loved it so much. But it is such a tight action movie,
Good.
And you got French trappers, and you got and the Predator. Everything about it top notch. If you love action movies, if you love the Predator, it was just so great to see a bare bones Predator movie. And it totally links up with Predator 2. Yeah, there's a nice little Easter egg and a nice little thing that puts it within the universe, which it basically lays out the sequel for Prey 2.
Oh, nice.
Which hopefully they're going to make. I can't imagine them not.
It was huge.
It was so
the
popular.
premiere of it was huge. Yeah.
But seriously, one of the best action movies I've seen in years. In years.
It's one of the few times where I saw people talking online about they should have released this in the theaters.
Oh, 100%.
Because it would have made a ton of money.
100%. It was so great. I want to watch it again in Comanche. I'm going to watch it in the because they filmed it in both.
Yeah.
English and in the native Comanche, and I'm going to watch it
in the tongue, in the native tongue.
Yeah, because it would be really interesting to see it that way. I think it'd be more engrossing to see people actually speaking the language that they spoke instead of
right. Totally.
But just fantastic film.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet, unfortunately.
Another great one that's streaming now. I think it's on Peacock. The Black Phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see that too.
Okay. You know how I had some issues with
Ethan Hawke?
No. Well, yeah, but with Paul Reiser. I had over the last year, I've had this journey with Paul.
Right.
Where we've gone from me realizing that I was never really, my problems were never really with Paul Reiser, but just the projects he picked, and now I'm a huge fan of him, especially in his third act. I think he's great in Stranger Things, and I'm having the same thing with Ethan Hawke. Because I honestly, I did not like him when he was a child actor. I didn't like him in Explorers. I did not like him as a young man. I thought he was intolerable in Reality Bites.
Yeah.
His poetry. There were so many things that were hateable about him when he was a young man, and it's on me too. I'm I don't know him. I'm just judging him from the things, whatever. But I was never a fan of Ethan Hawke. I thought he tried too hard, or what. There was something about him. But I got to tell you, man, everything that I've seen him in the last few years, God, he's awesome. He has found a way to really enjoy himself. I mean, he's great in Moon Knight. Don't really like the show.
The best thing about that show, for sure.
And he is so good.
Oh, yeah.
In The Black Phone. And The Black Phone is totally up my alley because it's a 70s movie. It's got a little supernatural. It's written by Stephen King's son.
Oh, yeah.
Totally got a Stephen King vibe to it. But, with his own, the family, it's got the family vibe, I suppose.
Right.
It's like, it makes me want to read more of his stuff, more of Joe Hill.
Joe Hill. He's great. He's great.
But if you like horror movies or if you like creepy movies, definitely give this one a shot. It was great. It was just, it was a very 70s, it was like one of those films that could have been made, same time as Halloween or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
fit
nice.
Right in.
All right, I'll have to give that a look-see. I did finally see the new Top Gun movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was, I gotta be honest, it's one of those sequels that is better than the original.
Everybody says it.
It actually has a story, and the character. It is a movie that they could not have made earlier like if they had done something a couple years after Top Gun came out, it would have just been a retread and been bad. But because it's been so long, like 30 plus years, that of this character being around, like, you know, you can see the trajectory he's been on, and like, and it's written very well, it's directed very well. Miles Teller is actually pretty good in it.
I'm coming around on him too. I mean,
he's good. He fits it well. I mean,
he's a good actor. It's again the problem of I don't want to know anything about you.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, the less I know about you, the more I'm going to like you. The more I like you, the less I want to know.
Right.
And I think, you know, Miles Teller was a young man when he got famous, and, you know, it's got to be tough and probably come across, you know, as a jerk. And maybe he is a jerk. I don't know.
He played some jerk characters a little too well.
Well, and there was some, I don't know.
And there was other stuff, yes.
You know, it's like...
But he's a good actor.
Yes, he is a good actor, and I think he's done some growing up. I don't know. I don't know. What an asshole I am. But I am really starting to enjoy him a lot more.
Top Gun, great movie. It's coming out they finally released. It's coming out in digital in October, I think, and then coming out on Blu-ray home media in November. So by that point, it should be on streaming somewhere. But they're milking it for everything it's worth.
They should.
I mean, it's still like
Hollywood
7th or 8th, I think, in the top 10.
Yeah.
Like it's just been lumbering along.
Yeah, it was exactly what the box office needed. Was a big old hit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a big old fashioned. You know, from what you tell me, it's like a big old-fashioned rah-rah movie, you know?
Yes and no.
Crowd pleaser?
It's much more, it's a definitely crowd pleaser, but it's much more character-based than the previous movie.
Oh, good.
And it's interesting. And I gotta be honest, Tom Cruise, like, it's one of the best performances he's ever done.
Now, is his mouth writing checks still that his butt can't cash? Or...
No, he very much cashes those checks.
Just want to make sure.
And they made it very. It's really interesting. I mean, I'm really excited for you to see it.
I am too. Look, I'm looking forward to it. I do want to see it. You know, as you guys know, I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, but I do respect him, and I respect his dedication, and you know, he makes good movies.
It's one of the
usually.
Yes. But it's one of the few movies that sitting in the theater, literally was like, if they just rolled it again, I'd sit and watch the whole thing again.
Nice. Yeah.
And that doesn't happen very often. I think the last time that happened for me was in Glorious Bastards, where the lights came up and I was like, no, I need more. Like, but it was good, and I'm excited to see it again. When it comes out, we'll have to sit down and watch it. And, yeah, it's fun. It's really fun. Highly recommend it.
Blackbird is done. All the 6 episodes are out. Great. If you like serial killers and, you know, period pieces and mysteries.
Dramas.
And good acting. Taron Egerton's great. The gentleman who plays a serial killer, who unfortunately I never remember that actor's name. From Cobra Kai and from the Richard Jewell movie, the Clint Eastwood, Richard Jewell.
Yeah.
What did I say?
No, you said that. It's just you just said the Richard Jewell movie. It's literally just called Richard Jewell.
You know, really amazing performance by him.
He's fantastic.
I would say a career-making performance.
Really
for him.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how close it is to the actual person because it's all based on true events, and they did show pictures and
pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bigger than the guy. Yeah. He's got the Burnsides.
Oh yeah,
that's the one thing that I learned is it's not sideburns.
Burnsides?
They're called Burnsides because they're named after General Burnside. He used to have that, so that's what they're called. And they were
big ones. So are my tiny things?
Those are sideburns, but they're called Burnsides.
Burnsides. Okay.
They've
been misnamed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over the years, we flipped the switch. Well, Burnsides to sideburns.
Burnside sounds weird.
Well, maybe because I don't know. He could have been a CSA general. I don't know. So maybe that's why.
That's probably why.
We don't want to have Confederate.
Let's go ahead and we'll just switch that round.
But highly recommend it. I think it was one of Ray Liotta's last performances, and it's It just
Oh yeah, that's right.
makes it
that's
so sad
right.
because he's so. If he
So
doesn't
great.
get an Emmy nod for this, then F the
Emmys.
Emmys.
Well, F them anyway. I mean, honestly.
I started The Sandman. Really cool.
No, yeah, I've been told I need to watch that. It's very good.
I haven't read the comics, so I don't have anything to base it on.
I literally have never read the comics, and I still don't really know what the story is. I mean, I get that it's the Sandman and all that, but like,
It's really interesting.
I'm super excited
Yeah.
to see it.
It's very stylish. It's very. It's like the lead singer of The Cure. He's all of a sudden in charge of the dreams. No, it's good. I'm a few episodes in.
Better Call Saul just did their final episode a couple days ago.
Oh.
So I think I'm going to do a big old massive rewatch of Breaking
Yeah.
Bad. And then, because I've not seen the last like 3 seasons of Better Call Saul.
Same.
So I think I'm going to, and Phoebe's not seen Breaking Bad. So I think I'm going to be like, you know what? This is going to be our show for the next few months. Just watch an episode a night and get through Breaking Bad, and then by then hopefully all the episodes will be on Netflix or whatever.
Nice.
For Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I mean, in that vein, I watched the last season of Westworld
Oh yeah,
with Jesse
that's something else I need to watch. Jesse
from
from
Breaking Bad.
from Breaking Bad. Oh, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. For some reason, when you say Jesse, the first thing that pops into my head is that awful sitcom, The Full House. I don't know. I was like, wow, he's in that.
Yeah, Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse's in it. All right.
No, it was. I don't know if they're going to do another season. They don't have to.
Oh, really? It ends that
If
way.
it ends
fine.
perfectly.
But I kind of felt that way after the first season as well.
Yeah, but if you watch it, it comes full circle in a way that
Okay.
they could totally end it.
Okay.
And I'm not so sure another season would be as interesting considering everything that happened in this season.
Okay.
But who knows?
Yeah, I didn't see the third season because I started watching it and realized I never watched the finale of the second season,
Right.
and so I
happened?
stopped. And I was like, oh, yep, need to go back now.
Yeah, I want to go back and rewatch the first 2 seasons. But it was very cool. And
It's a great show.
I started the League of Their Own series.
Yeah.
A few episodes. Great. Abby Jacobson. I
Yeah.
love her. She's just so good. She's so funny. And Darcy Carden,
Yeah.
who was on The Good Place, and
Barry.
Barry.
She's fantastic on Barry.
She's so charming in this. You got Nick Offerman playing the coach.
Offerman plays
Yeah.
the coach. Oh, I had no idea.
It's
Now I have to watch it.
Yeah, look, it's a lot different than,
Yeah.
than the movie, and people
Sure.
are freaking out, and and it's stupid. It is
Right.
engaging, and these actors are charming and awesome to watch, and it's just a much deeper story
Yeah.
about these people. You know, I love League of Their Own. The movie's
The
great,
movie is phenomenal.
but they could hint at stuff,
It wasn't the time.
but they couldn't really delve into things
Right.
the way that in a PG-13 movie as they can
Yeah.
in a 16-plus television show.
Yeah.
And it's still funny. And it's still got baseball, and it's got a great cast, and all of the actors playing the baseball players, they're great. Nick Offerman's got he's Nick Offerman. He's
Oh,
always
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
great.
I'm definitely going to watch it because most of my immediate family now lives in Rockford. And
Nice.
it is a huge, very big deal in Rockford.
Oh, I
the
bet.
Rockford Peaches and that they were coming up. They just came up on the 75th anniversary of it.
Yeah.
It was huge. It was, but it's exciting. I mean, I'm really curious because I love the movie, and I know that obviously, a lot of things have changed in the last 30 years. So like, we are able to tell these more accurate stories. And
Well, and if you're
stuff.
doing a television show, you have the opportunity to delve into things in a deeper way than you
Yeah.
can in a movie.
Yeah, 100% true.
And this doesn't take away from the movie.
Yeah.
I've just read so many hateful, awful comments online.
If you have a problem with less whitewashing, then you have a problem. It's not the show's fault.
Yeah.
It is you.
Yeah.
Step back and ask yourself why you have such an issue with this.
And, not every show's got to be for you. You know what I mean?
That's 100% true.
It's like all these people that are like, why are they doing this and this and this? It's like, well, you're not forced to. They're forcing it. They're forcing it down my throat. They're not. You can always
No.
just turn it off or change
No,
the
you
channel.
have
or
a
watch
choice.
something. You have a billion other things to watch.
There's so much stuff
You know?
out there. Yeah, it'll be
That's some
fun.
of the stuff that
Yeah.
we've been watching and some of the stuff we've been playing. In terms of these movies, get them.
Yeah,
Watch them.
Take a chance on the weird movies. They may be bad, but they also might become your favorite.
And it's also like if you're doing a movie night with your pals, these three are great.
Yeah.
They even though they're very different,
Oh,
they
yeah.
match up together well in terms of just vibe and weirdness.
Yes.
Um,
I'm so excited about Mad Monster Party.
yeah, this month has been so. This has been one of my favorite months just because of these three movies are movies that I haven't really thought of in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But revisiting them just brings back so many good memories.
Yeah.
And makes me realize just how much I adore these movies. And it's also just brings back so many great memories with my sis.
Yeah.
And, the fun times we had watching this weird stuff. Because we've always had a really similar sense of the bizarre or the absurd. Like, she's the one
Right.
that got me into
Right.
Stephen King.
Oh, nice.
She's always been a big influence on what I've watched and read and
Yeah.
has opened my eyes to a lot of really great stuff. Still does. And I just want to thank her and say, this month is for you, sis.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday month. Enjoy these movies. And then we're going to be back closing it out strong with Mad Monster Powder.
Mad Monster Party.
The Witcher 2 beats every other game hands down
Witcher
with their
3.
DLC. What did I say?
Witcher
2?
2, yeah.
Oh, I didn't play Witcher 2. I was thinking of Red Dead Redemption 2, 2s
yeah.
and 3s. Okay, Witcher 3.
Yeah.
We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Fantasy Island, already in progress.